This podcast is brought to you by listeners like you through Patreon and Coffee.com. Thank you. We're also brought to you by Libris Arcana. Stay tuned during this podcast for more information and promo codes.
Well, that was interesting. So we go? He says he kind of looks over the collection of things and will begin to down his glass.
Kiriyoshi picks up the map and kind of looks at it.
It's actually, when you unroll it, it's a few maps. One is of the property and the manor. One is just a general map of, like, Swordfall between Burby. And one, you're not too sure what it is. But you can give me a survival check and see. And anybody else who are looking at these maps can roll me survival checks too, to see if they can recognize what kind of map this is.
Wow.
I'll have a look at the map.
That's an 8.
I'm gonna sip at my wine.
Playing with his water glass.
I will take a look.
Okay, cool. And Roscoe, you are making a beautiful noise with that map. Glass. Yes, that's exactly what I meant.
Mona's just gonna finish the whole glass. She's kind of done with the whole sipping thing that she was doing a minute ago now.
What if, as she's sipping or trying to take the final drink, she has one violent sneeze and maybe sends the glass across the room?
That sounds about right.
Oh no. Yeah, if that's the case.
Or should I roll to see whether or not it breaks?
I just roll a 20. Let's see where it's at. The lower it is, the worse it's gonna get.
Okay.
It's about in the middle. You probably cracked it good, but something strange starts happening as you hear the glass. It sounds like it's cracking more, but it seems like the glass itself is healing or repairing itself.
She's gonna go pick it up pretty trepidatiously. What's its state when I get to it, when I'm holding it?
Pristine.
Okay. She's just gonna throw it right at the floor.
Do you intend to shatter it?
Yeah.
It shatters. It makes the most unhappy glass noise that you ever heard. And then there's this kind of creeping, glass moving against the wood as the glass kind of all gathers up again. And it restores itself. So within, a minute, there is a glass that looks like it has not been shattered.
Curious.
Ooh, I like this
Very
glass.
interesting.
This is curious, he says, and will drop one.
Would everybody stop breaking the glassware? Please.
It gets better. I thought it'd be fine.
There are much better types of fun we can have, darling.
I do enjoy this, he says and kind of smiles a little bit. Can't imagine the years I have thought about smashing expensive glassware.
Roscoe's just gonna shake his head and pat him on the back.
Mona's gonna put it in her bag. She's gonna keep that.
Oh, okay.
Mona, love, not a good idea.
But it's so nice! It's an infinite glass!
First. Ask first.
Kiriyoshi, knowing with his history with the Baron, suggests against putting it in her bag as well.
Fine, I'll ask to keep it. She takes it out of her bag and just sits back in the chair, starts glaring at the glass. Then starts moving it really slowly towards the edge of the table.
Dante's just kind of looking at you with like a do it look in his eye.
Do you do it? Do you push it
Yeah.
off the table?
Yeah.
Are you some kind of cat? Yeah, so it falls down, it shatters, and it heals itself again.
Oh, for crying out loud. Roscoe's gonna get up and take the glass away from her, and the one from Dante.
Never let me have any fun.
It was fun while it lasted, he says, and kind of smiles a bit, and then will uncork his little flask and take another swig.
Should we get to the business at hand?
I believe that would be a good idea.
Well, if everyone's done breaking the glassware now.
Only done because I have to be.
This is my note. Some of you are familiar with each other. Some of you don't know anyone's names, even though it was briefly said by the Baron when he was in this room. But, you know, you guys probably have never met before this point, and, unless you are incredibly good at knowing names, you may want to, I don't know, introduce each other while you have the chance.
Oh, I didn't tell many of you my name. I am Lord Dante Bell. Or I was, he says, and smiles a little bit. A little estranged with my family. But I'm very good with my fists and with my drink.
Kiriyoshi, I'm not sure if I had sat back down again or if I was still standing.
It's up to you.
You know what? I'm going to go with he sat back down, and now he's going to stand up and saunter around the room and be like, well, my name is Kiriyoshi, and I have worked with the Baron in the past due to me being a former gladiator in my younger days.
As Kiriyoshi's going around introducing himself, I'll extend my hand and introduce myself as Nocturna, a bounty hunter by trade, and I have a few tricks up my sleeve.
Well, I'm Simona Starlight. I'm the cleric. Nice to meet you. And she holds up her hand, which has been holding her tissue on and off between the books and stuff, so you may or may not want to shake it. It looks clean, but there's the idea that it might not be.
My character just politely declines the handshake.
Dante would probably go over and shake it pretty happily. In sort of stead for that.
Okay. She shakes back and just goes back to her book.
Well, I guess since we're doing introductions, I'm Roscoe. I'm sure I'll get to know all of you very intimately.
This all seems good to me. It is a pleasure to meet you all. I look forward to working with you.
we're going to pause things for a moment and have a word from our sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by listeners like you through Patreon and Ko-fi.com. Thank you. We're also brought to you by Libris Arcana. Do you like role-playing games but you have no dice? Are you a dice dragon and just need a horde dice? Libris Arcana has you covered. Libris Arcana offers both a monthly and quarterly subscription to get dice. Yeah, that's right. They send you dice monthly or every 3 months. They also sell individual dice sets and great leather protective book covers for your gaming manuals. Go to www.librisarcana.com. That's LIBRISARCANA.com to find out more. And if you use the promo code SwordfallFan, you get a discount. Look in the description below for more details. And now back to the story. And as soon as he says that, you all hear the door unlock again. And a man comes in. He is a halfling. He is dressed in fine clothes. He has spectacles on. And he is holding 5 rolls of paper. And he sets them in front of you. He gets out. He has like literally a tray of quill sets he carts in, and he unrolls each and every one of you of the rolls, shows them to you. Lord Haulster was not kidding about contracts. So the question is, do you just sign or do you read it?
Read it very carefully.
Well, Kiriyoshi advises everybody to read the contract, having been burned before.
I think, like, as that advice is coming in, I've already signed. And he'll sort of, like, he'll look up from the contract and be like, oh.
And suddenly, Dante, you feel a slight warmth on the back of your hand, and there is a mark.
He looks at the mark, looks back at the others, and then we'll just kind of again repeat, oh. Good advice.
So, what's the perception check for Roscoe?
To notice the mark appearing.
Oh yeah, like it's almost takes up the whole entire back of his hand. It is a mark of Lord Haulster. It's pretty much branding isn't the exact word for it, but it's basically he's been branded because of the contract.
Kiriyoshi looks over at Dante and just shakes his head, going, "You poor fool."
He kind of grins and goes, yes, you pretty much have it on the head there.
So, if you want to fully read the contract, and also notice all the clauses, you can give me an investigation. All of you.
Yes. And can I also look for any arcane markings or writings on the contract?
Oh yeah, definitely. Give me an Arcana check with advantage since you have already rolled a crit for your investigation.
That's not as good, but...
I think Kiriyoshi's going to get burned again.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of words on there, Kiriyoshi. A lot of words. Yeah, Dante, you read it. It's just a lot of words that almost make no sense.
These are words indeed.
Though Roscoe and Mona, you recognize some of this stuff. Like, I don't know how many contracts you've signed in the past, but you know, it's almost a typical like non-disclosure contract where, you know, while you're on the job, you don't talk about it to anyone else. You do the job. You have, you know, you have 3 weeks to do the job. And while you're on the job, Lord Haulster is not responsible for any of your actions. So if you, say, get caught for murder or stealing or whatever, Lord Haulster is not responsible for you. And if it does come to terms where he has to like bail you out of jail or whatever, you will be in debt to him. You know, standard stuff. Yeah, next turn, you notice all this, and oh boy, there's some other clauses on there that are a little harsh.
Very interesting. It looks like we don't have a choice to finish this once we sign.
We don't?
No, it says here, and she points it out, that if we die, they will continue to resurrect us and charge us for it until the job is fulfilled.
Oh, that sounds delightful, he says, paling a little.
I have one issue. And this is Roscoe talking to the halfling that brought everything in. So he points to the mark on Dante's hand. He goes, "That is not acceptable."
Oh, don't worry. It will go away within the next hour.
Oh,
Can
well, that's...
it be made to go away immediately? Or not appear at all?
No.
I'll sign.
Alright. And you also feel a slight, like, pinch and warmness on the back of your hand.
But it wouldn't be as visible to anybody.
Yeah.
Wait, it's not visible to anybody?
No, it would not be. Not with masking.
There are reasons.
Kiriyoshi goes ahead and signs it.
And you get a mark on the back of your hand. You feel the slight pinch, the warmness.
Yes, the usual.
Yep.
Mona's gonna sign it with her full name and include her title.
And you as well get the mark on the back of your hand. And the halfling waits very patiently and looks at Roscoe.
Roscoe's still having an issue with the mark on the back of the hand.
Roscoe, you can tie a scarf on it. It will look pretty.
Do you know how long I spent getting this manicure just right?
I've got a spare set of gloves if you want them.
Then what's the point of the manicure?
It won't ruin your manicure. It's just a mark. It will go away within the hour.
I want to keep my water glass for the inconvenience of messing up my manicure, even if it's just for an hour.
The halfling raises an eyebrow. So you want one water glass for the inconvenience of a mark?
Yes. If I'm going to allow you to place any kind of marks on my body, I demand compensation.
So, this is going to be another persuasion roll against this guy's, whatever I'm going to roll. You are good at that. But he was better. He shakes his head. Well, either you sign this contract and you're on the job, or you leave.
Fine. He's going to be very reluctant, but he's going to sign.
You sign it, you feel the slight warmness and the slight pinch. There's a mark on the back of your hand. It looks like just to be on the surface of your skin, so it doesn't ruin anything. It feels like your skin is just colored differently at the moment. And satisfied, the halfling takes all your contracts. He looks like he rips them in half, but he hands you back the half that he ripped off, and it's still the full contract, but it seems to be a copy.
Thank you. Yeah, he says that he'll stuff it in his boot.
This podcast is powered by listeners like you. Thanks. Please like, comment, rate, share, and subscribe wherever you can. Consider supporting us through Patreon, Ko-fi.com, or by hitting the listener support button on our Anchor.fm page. Follow and interact with us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Discord. For all these links, look in the description below. If you liked our podcast, consider listening to these other great podcasts.
A long, long time ago, in a land far away named Phylor, there were 4 legendary adventurers.
We are the Adventurous Four, renowned across the land.
Using their cunning and strength, the party defeats many monsters and saves many lives.
Nick takes her fairy blade and stabs it into his other eyeball.
Oh my god! Can you go jump on my back? Do I cast Expeditious Retreat?
Yeah. Can Bob roll a D20 for me?
I don't like that. I don't like how you asked that.
D20 business.
What if I rolled a 1? What if I told you I just rolled a 1?
Come and join us weekly at How the Quest Was Won. Found anywhere where podcasts are located. Purchase not necessary. No real magic was used in the making of this podcast.